Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Kim and welcome back to Uncommonkim. Hello. I hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to be doing my horror bingo board for the 2025/2026 board. I've never heard of horror bingo before. It is hosted by Wicked Readings. I'll leave her video down below where she kind of goes through each prompt and explains kind of what each prompt means. This is the board we have for this year. I think the prompts are easier. I could be wrong, but I do think they are slightly easier, which I'm quite happy with because last year I did struggle with quite... This is the board we have for this year. I think the prompts are easier. I could be wrong, but I do think they are slightly easier, which I'm quite happy with because last year I did struggle with quite a few, but I'm quite excited to go through and show you guys my TBR that I've come up with. I have chosen a book for nearly every prompt on the board via two, which I'll explain when I get to them. I will tell you what the prompt is, I'll tell you what the hard mode is, as there is a hard mode. You don't have to do it, but if you want to, you can. A couple of these do fit hard mode, a couple of them don't. I'm just kind of going with the flow. A couple of things, kind of like one book equals one square, that's kind of one of the rules. I don't remember it saying anything about repeating authors, but you just can't repeat books. Have fun was like kind of the main one, and by horror she means, like, you know, horror, suspense, thrillers. If you think it counts, count is kind of the go-to saying I think over here at the moment. So yeah, let's get into my horror bingo board for 2025/2026. Whoa! First prompt is published in 2025, and the hard mode for this is to read it before the end of 2025. So for this I have gone for Bat Eater by Kylie Lee Baker. This is very popular this year and it's very high on my priority list, and I'm very excited to get to this. I think it is just going to be a whole heckin' load of fun. You know. I don't really know what this is about. No, yes I do. We follow Cora Zeng, who is a crime scene cleaner, but the bloody messes don't bother her, not when she's already witnessed the most horrific thing possible, her sister being pushed in front of a train. I think in regards to translated work, I haven't read an awful lot, but I know this is translated pretty well, so I'm very excited for that sense of it. And I do think it is just going to be a really good, fun vibe. And I haven't really heard anything negative. I've either heard like people absolutely loving it, giving it 5 stars, or like a high 4. So yeah, I'm excited to get to this one. The next prompt is mixed media. So this can be something that has like journal entries, letters, scripts, texts, advertisements, yada yada yada, the list freaking goes on. And the hard mode is that the book includes more than 3 types of mixed media. So for this I have gone for Strange Pictures by Uketsu, which again is another translated book. Kimbo is getting into her translated books. Don't know why, didn't know when. Here I am nonetheless. This has been making its appearance on booktube and bookstagram recently, and I'm very excited to read it. Also, how cool is the cover? I believe the next book in this has just come out, which is like Strange Houses or something. Lab. What the fuck is this creepy child? Look at the author photo. Mad. But yeah, I don't really know what this is about. So, a series of drawings made by a young woman before her death, a child's disturbing picture of his home, a desperate sketch made by a murder victim in his final moments. Each contains a chilling warning. Each reveals a terrible secret, hidden in plain sight. Uketsu's eerie mysteries have captivated millions of readers. Can you find the clues in these strange pictures and uncover the sinister truth that connects them all? I am intrigued. It's got lots of drawing and like kind of house plans and all sorts of weird shit, so I'm gonna say it probably does count for hard mode, but don't quote me on that. Next prompt is indie or self-published. So the hard mode is a new to you author. So for this I've gone for the Cotton Candy Massacre. Unfortunately, I don't read a lot of indie and self-pub. I struggle to read in general at the moment. but this is something that kind of stood out to me. For one, its name, and two, its synopsis. But I believe it's something to do with a group of people going to this like fairground, and then weird and creepy stuff start happening, you know. So this is by Christopher Robertson, and it has won an award. Yeah, so what you're about to read is the account of the tragedy that occurred at the reopening of Bonkins Bonanza. The tragedy that Bonkins Bonanza one day in summer of 1989. Some came looking for fun, like Candy Barton and her friend Leah. Others, like Rocky Rhodes and Sally Sullivan, came looking for a second chance. Instead, they would find a twisted, funfetti nightmare. For many of the thrill seekers and families visiting Bonkins Bonanza. Try and say that fast 3 times. Not me. Bonkins Bonanza. Bonkins Bonanza. Bonkins Bonanza. Okay, maybe I can. That day would be their last, and the events that unfolded would go on to become infamously known as the Cotton Candy Massacre. Yeah, I'm quite intrigued. The ratings are pretty good, like 4 or 5 stars. It's about 355 pages. I think it would be a good vibe, and it is self/indie pubbed, so intrigued. Next we have paranormal. So and the hard mode is that there are ghost hunters, paranormal investigators as characters. Now I don't believe this will hit hard mode, but just for the paranormal aspect, I'm gonna go for The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. This is obviously a classic, and I believe at some point in everyone's life they've probably read it. Not me, not yet anyway, but I do want to get around to this one as it is kind of well known and a lot of people do enjoy it, so I'm thinking I probably will, but I'm assuming because it says Haunting of Hill House, we have a paranormal aspect in the sense of creepy dead people. Next we have Stolen from Another TBR, so a book that you'd seen on somebody else's TBR, and the hard mode was from somebody else's Horror Bingo TBR, and I stole this from somebody on Instagram. Wicked Readings is sharing everyone's TBRs, and I don't know whose it was, but I stole it from theirs, and that is Sour Candy, and this is by Keelan Patrick Burke, and it is a novella. It's 84 pages, so it's very short, and the reason I'm stealing this is because I saw Beth from Book's Nest talk about it, and I just went, don't mind if I do, don't mind if I do, so I stole that shit. The synopsis is, at first glance, Phil Pendleton and his son Adam are just ordinary father and son, no different from any other. They take walks in the park together, visit country fairs, museums and zoos, and eat together overlooking the lake. Some might say the father is a little too accommodating given the lack of discipline when the child loses his temper in public. Some might say he spoils his son by allowing him to set his own bedtimes and eat candy whenever he wants. Some might say that such leniencies is starting to take its toll on the father, given how his health has declined. But no one knows is that Phil is a prisoner, and that is up until a few weeks ago and a chance encounter at a grocery store, he had never seen the child before in his life. I just think it sounds so intriguing, and I've heard quite a few people talk about it. I've heard quite good reviews. Gabby gave it 4, Jan gave it 4, Steph gave it 3, and the rolling thing with it is that it is weird, and I do like me some weird books. On to the next row, and the first one we have is vampires, and the hard mode is the story takes place in modern day. At this very moment in time, I'm going to be going for Dracula by Bram Stoker because I've been told to read this by my friend Megan, so I want to read it, but yeah, at the moment I'm going to go for this. Whether I change my mind later on down the line, I don't know, but I'm just going to go for Dracula. Obviously Dracula is a classic book following Dracula the vampire, so hence why I'm going to go for this. But yeah, 2 things is that this book is hella frickin' long, and the text is hella frickin' small. So for now, I'm going to say this, but I might change my mind down the line. If you have any vampire recs, send them my way. I have read Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. I loved it. But apart from that, I haven't really read any other vampires. So if you have any recs, send them my way, please lads, send them my way. Next we have Water Setting. So this is a book that is prominent in the water, where it's coastal, involves a lake, ocean, yada yada yada. And hard mode is majority of the story happens directly on or in water. I found this quite hard, but I have gone for Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant for now. If you have any recs, let me know, because I'm not overly keen on reading it. I just kind of picked it because it was one of the only ones I'd actually heard of, but if you have any recs for this prompt, let me know. Next we have horror movie element. So a book that features horror movies in some way, pays homage to horror movie characters, revolves around a movie that there's a character that's in a horror movie, yada yada yada. And hard mode is to watch a horror movie, so great for spooky season, you know. And funny enough, for this I'm gonna go for horror movie by Paul Tremblay. I've never read anything by Paul Tremblay before, but I'm very, very much intrigued, and especially this one in particular. I heard a lot of people talking about it last year. Just realised this is signed. Did not know that. I'm sorry. Would you like to tell me where it is signed? Oh, on the first page, because I am dumb as fuck. It's in the freaking title, you know. Could you get any closer to this prompt? No is the answer for you. I don't know what this is about. I literally have no idea what this is about. So, summer 1993, a group of young filmmakers spend 4 weeks making Horror Movie, a notorious, disturbing art house horror film. The weird part? Only 3 of the film's scenes were ever released to the public. Steeped in mystery and tragedy, the film has taken on a mythic renown. Decades later, a big budget reboot is on the works, and Hollywood turns to the only surviving cast member, the man who played the Thin Kid. Interesting. Teen at the centre of it all. He remembers all too well the secrets buried within the original screenplay, the bizarre events of the filming, and the crossed lines on set. Caught in a nightmare of masks and appearances, Hollywood personalities and fan conventions, the Thin Kid spins a tale of past and present, scripts and reality, and what the camera lets us see, but at what cost do we revisit our demons? Sounds pretty good. Sounds right up my street, to be perfectly honest. This is the kind of vibes I enjoy when it comes to my horror, so I'm very excited. Next we have spells Ghost or Scare in the title, and the hard mode is the author is biopic, so black why can't I pronounce this word? Black indigenous, there it is, people of colour, so on and so forth. And for this I have gone for My Heart is a Chainsaw by Stephen Graham Jones. Stephen Graham Jones is a person of colour, so I have gone for this one. I've not actually read anything by Stephen Graham Jones before, but I've heard this is a good place to start, and it spells Scare, S-C-A-R-E in the title. This is what I'm choosing for now. All of these books are for now. I might change my mind later on down the road, but for now I'm going to go for this. Some girls just don't know how to die. Yeah, fair. Fair. Okay. The next prompt is Liminal Spaces. So this is a book where the story includes a liminal space, a place between worlds, planes, universes. And the hard mode is the book has an even number of pages. And for this I've gone for The Hollow Places by T. Kingfisher. It does have a kind of in-between place, if you like. I don't really know an awful lot about this, apart from there's like a mysterious bunker, and our main character starts like going into this and like starts discovering portals to loads of different realities and things like that, and then it kind of goes on from there. But it is a horror, so I'm assuming there must be some sort of spooky element. I really enjoy T. Kingfisher's writing in both fantasy and horror, so I'm very excited because I read A House with Good Bones by T. Kingfisher, which I thought I was going to hate, and I actually didn't mind it. So I'm very excited to get around to this one. Next prompt we have is library book, and the hard mode is to return it on time. So I don't know what I'm going to choose for this yet. I'm going to go to my library at some point in the future and just pick one and then read it from there. But yeah, I don't have a specific book for this prompt. And then next we have Picked by Choice. No, Picked by Chance. Words. So this is a book that is picked by a random spinner wheel, jar pull, pet pick, partner pick, have people vote on a pick, pick, you know? And the hard mode is for there to be more than 10 possibilities. So I thought at some point I will make a spinner wheel and I'll spin it and I'll do like a vlog where I read that. So again, I don't have a book for this prompt just yet. Next we have a book you have been putting off, and the hard mode is to make it the first book you fill out on the board. So for this, I have literally just written any Stephen King book, any, because I keep putting his books off. I keep putting them on TBRs and then not reading them, and I keep buying them and not reading them, and I now have a little collection, literally just here, of Stephen King books that I haven't read because I keep putting them off and I'm extremely intimidated by them. So yeah, Stephen King. Next we have LGBTQ plus rep, and the hard mode is representation is the main character and there are LGBTQ plus themes. So for this I have gone for Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle, and this is a very popular book that I've been seen it going around for a couple of years. So Misha is a jaded scriptwriter who has been working in Hollywood for years and has been nominated for his first Oscar, but when he's pressured by his producers to kill off a gay character in an upcoming season finale for algorithm, Misha discovers that it's not that simple and he is haunted by his past and past mistakes. Misha must risk everything to find out everything to find a way to do what's right. And I've been told it's very creepy, very like on edge. People have been giving it like 4 or 5 stars. I'm very excited to read this one. I think it will be a good time. Next we have Buddy Read, and for the hard mode is to participate in a discussion. And for this one I've gone for When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy, which I'm going to be reading with the lovely Claire in the month of October, and I'm very excited to read this. It will be a buddy read for both myself and Claire, but I do believe Claire has already read this and this is a reread for her. I'm very excited. I've heard nothing but really good things about this book, and it is blurbed by my main man Grady Hendrix. Love him, so I'm very excited. So we follow Jess, who is a struggling actress and finds a 5-year-old runaway hiding in the bushes outside of her apartment. After a violent and bloody encounter with the boy's father, she and the boy find themselves running for their lives. As they attempt to evade the boy's increasingly desperate father, horrifying incidents of butchery follow them. At first, Jess thinks she understands what they're up against, but she's about to learn that there's more of these surreal and grisly events than she could have ever imagined. And that's when the wolf finally comes home. None will be spared. I've heard really good things, and a lot of people really enjoying this recently, so I'm very excited. Right, on to the next row. So the next row, the first prompt is recommended. So a book that has been recommended to you, and it is out of your comfort zone. Whether that be by format, subgenre, genre, you know what I'm catching on to. So I've gone for House of Hunger by Alexis Henderson. This was recommended to me a couple of years ago by Lexi from Books of Lexi, and I've never read it since. I think I've owned it for quite a while, but I know she really enjoys this one, so I am excited to read it, but I'm also very nervous. So I've never read anything by Alexis Henderson before, but I'm hoping for good vibes, you know? So, Marion Shaw is a child of the slums. One and deprived are all she knows. She yearns to escape the city and its miseries, but has no real hope. That is until her eye is caught by a strange advertisement. Someone is seeking a blood maid. Marion knows little on the far north, where the wealthy are said to live in luxury, but she applies for the position. Days later, she finds herself at the notorious House of Hunger and stepping into a world that is dark, debauched, and very dangerous. And there, at the centre of it all, is Countess Lisavet, loved and feared in equal measure. She presides over this court. She is majestic, charismatic, seductive, and she takes a special interest in Marion, who is eager to please her new mistress. But when her fellow bloodmaids begin to go missing and Marion finds herself at the centre of a vicious game of cat and mouse, she must learn the new rules of her new home and fast, or it could soon become her grave. I'm very excited to read this. I do think it is going to be a fun time. It's definitely going to have those gothic-y vibes rather than those horror-y vibes, but it's still definitely a thrilling book. So I'm definitely going to count this for this. Count this for this, count this for that, count this for this and this for that. Bam. Losing the fucking plot. Okay, next we have novella. Read a novella. And the hard mode is it's by an author you have read from before. I have not read from this author before, but at the moment I'm going to count this for this prompt. Obviously, I may change it at some point in the future. And I've gone for Graveyard Shift by M.L. Rio. This got very mixed opinions when it came out, and honestly, if it wasn't for the fact it was this short, I probably would have unhauled it based on people's opinions. But at the same time, I'm still quite a bit gripped by the synopsis. So we shall see. But basically, one dark October evening, they find a freshly dug grave where no grave should be. What secrets are lurking in the dark? They have until dawn to find out. But it's very short, very quick, easy to read. I think I will like it, and if I don't, then I mean, at least I didn't waste 300 odd pages reading a book. I believe it's like 120 pages, so at least it's not too big to have wasted loads of time on, you know. Next prompt is Planty Eco / Nature, so a book that centres planty and nature-based horror, bugs / plants. And the hard mode is the cover includes nature elements. So for this, I've gone for What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. I think we can repeat authors. I was never told we couldn't. I don't remember that being a rule. If it is a rule, let me know, and then I will switch out a T. Kingfisher, because we have Hollow Places and then we have this. I'll probably switch this one out. And this one does have like naturey things on the cover. It has like mushrooms and stuff. Again, this is another short one from T. Kingfisher. Aren't they all? But this one I believe is a part of the series. I think there's like a third book that's just come out for this. So it is a gripping and atmospheric retelling of Edgar Allan Poe's classic The Fall of the House of Usher. So when Alex Easton, a retired soldier, receives word that their childhood friend Madeline Usher is dying, they race to the ancestral home of the Ushers in the remote countryside. What they find there is a nightmare of fungal growths and possessed wildlife surrounded a dark, pulsing lake. Madeline sleepwalks and speaks in strange voices at night, and her brother Roderick is consumed with a mysterious mad lady of nerve. Aided by the redoubtable British and a baffled American doctor, Alice must unravel the secrets of the House of Usher before it consumes them all. I think it's going to be just a short, quick, easy, horror-y, gothic vibe. Again, I love T. Kingfisher, so I just want to get through everything they have written, and this just gets that off that list. So next we have title includes a verb, so there is a verb in the title, like sell, eat, roll, share. And the hard mode is that the book is a backlist, so this is this is up to interpretation, but not a new release, any worldly currently talked about book. So I've gone for Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. I'm sure this is a backlist book because it's not a recent release. It was released 2019, and it's not massively talked about anymore. It was when it came out, but it's not anymore. So I'm going to go for this prompt. So no visitors, no nights spent away from the apartment, no disturbing the other residents, all of whom are rich and famous, or both. So yeah, basically we follow our main character, who I believe applied for a job as an apartment sitter in this most glorious building where lots of rich and famous people live. And then our main character creates this friend, and then the friend goes missing, and then it's kind of based in this really spooky apartment building. And I'm very excited for this because I love Riley Sager. I say I love Riley Sager. Me and Riley Sager have a love-hate relationship, but I've been told their backlist is better than their current books, so I definitely want to get round to those, and this is up there with one of the top ones I want to get to. The next prompt is second chance, so read a book that you've given a second chance. This could be that the author you're given a second chance, or the subgenre you're given a second chance, but you're basically just giving somebody a second chance. And the hard mode has an odd number of pages. Now, depending on how long you've been around here, you might know that I have a little bit of a hate relationship with Lucy Foley. I hated the guest list with a passion, you know, with a passion. I thought it was shite, and I've been put off reading from her ever since. But I'm willing to give her one more chance. Just one. With her most recent book, I believe this is, which is The Midnight Feast. And I can only but hope good. Otherwise, me and Lucy Foley have fallen out. And we will not be friends ever again. So, welcome to the manor. The party's on fire. Yeah, fucking right. So, Midsummer, the Dorset coast. Oh, I love the Dorset coast. Oh, treat yourself. In the shadows of the ancient wood, guests gather for the opening weekend of the manor, a beautiful new countryside retreat. But under the burning midsummer sun, darkness stirs, old friends and enemies circulate among the guests, and the candles have been barely lit for a solstice supper when the body is found. It all began with a secret 15 years ago. Now the past has crashed the party, and it will end in murder. We do love a bit of murder. Which is why I'm hoping this is going to be my vibe. And if it's not, I'm sorry Lucy Foley, but we're done. It's me giving you your second and only chance, because Kimbo Slice doesn't give out 3 chances. If you're that shit, you go bye-bye. You know? Okay, on to the final row. So, first one being animal on the cover. So the cover has to have an existing realistic animal, not like a mythological. What do I mean by that? Like not like a dragon. Is what I mean by that. And the hard mode is the book is longer than the last book you read. So if I'm a bit strategic about this, I can probably make this work. But I've gone for Bunny by Mona Award. And this is loved by a lot of people, but people I have similar taste to don't like it. So we're gonna see. But I believe this is about an occult. And on the back of this book, right, it shows one of her previous books, and it's called 13 Ways of Looking at a Fat Girl. I mean, there's only one way you look at a fat girl, and that is however you look at me, because I am the fat girl. Christ, what a book title. Sorry. Yeah, I believe this is something to do with a cult, and I don't mind a cult, so but I don't really want to know anything else. I just want to kind of go into this blind. It says that this is hilarious. Delightful. A wicked stir. Fair. Okay, next prompt is a one-word title. And the hard mode is the colour is colourful and not black. And I have gone for Cackle by Rachel Harrison because I couldn't find anything else that had one word. So I've gone for this, and I think I like it. And apparently it's funny. So that's enough for me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying about that one. Next we have a debut book. So a book that was first book published by an author, and the hard mode is that the book is their only released work. I haven't done that. I've just done the standard prompt, and I have gone for The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose because I just really want to fucking read it. End of discussion. And this is Geneva's debut. I have read Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose, and I really enjoyed that one. So this is her first one, and one of her most popular. Look at the blood. Look at the blood. Look at it. Isn't it good? Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it stunning? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But I believe this is about a woman who is the best criminal defense attorney in Washington DC, and then her husband gets arrested for murdering his what word is it we're using here? His secret affair. And he's saying he hasn't done it, so then she offers to defend him. I'm very excited. I'm very excited just to see, like, to what fuck. Yeah, I just think it'll be a good vibe, you know, good vibes, good times. Woo. Okay, second to last prompt. We're nearly there, lads. So the second to last prompt is works with another goal. So a book that helps a personal reading goal, reading challenge, or readathon. And the hard mode is overlapping is within YouTube community, and you share the event in your comments of the announcement video. So I am picking this book off of my 26 books to read before I'm 26, which, may I add, is going really freaking well. So and yeah, this is off of that, and it is We Sold Our Souls by Grady Hendrix. This is like one of the only Grady Hendrix I haven't read, and I do really enjoy his writing. Yeah, not much else to say, but I'm very excited to read this. So, only a girl with a guitar can save us all. Every morning, Chris wakes up in hell. In the 1990s, she was lead guitarist, a heavy metal band on the brink of a breakout success until leader Terry Hunt embarked on a solo career and rocketed to stardom, leaving his bandmates to rot in the obscurity. Now Chris works a night shift manager at a Best Western. She's tired, broke and unhappy, and then one day everything changes. A shocking act of violence turns her life upside down, and she begins to suspect that Terry is sabotaged more than just the band. Chris hits the road, hoping to reunite the band and confront the man who ruined her life. Her journey will take her from Pennsylvania Rust Belt to a celebrity rehab center to a satanic music festival. A furious power ballad about never giving up. We Sold Our Souls is an epic journey into the heart of a conspiracy-crazed, pill-popping, paranoid country that seems to have lost its very soul. So it doesn't sound like his usual horror-y, scary crap, but who knows. And then the final prompt for this year's bingo is social commentary. So a book that has themes surrounding social issues such as racism, homophobia, poverty, mental health, addiction, gender equality, and so on and so forth. And the hard mode is the author is in one of those groups of people, which this author is, and this is The Eyes Are the Best Part by Uncommonkim, and this is the Evernight exclusive edition, and it is fucked. Look at those eyeballs. I'm so excited to read this book. I have only but heard great things. Look at those motherfucking eyeballs. Boy Parts meets My Sister, the Serial Killer. The feminist psychological horror is crawling under readers' skin. Jin Won's life tumbles into disarray in the wake of her Appa's affair and subsequent departure. Her mother's distraught, her younger sister hurt and confused, her college freshman grades failing, her dreams horrifying. In them, Jin Won walks through bloody rooms full of eyes, succulent blue eyes, salivating blue eyes. Eyes the same shape and shade as Georgie's, who is Uma's obnoxious new boyfriend. George has already overstayed his welcome in her family's claustrophobic apartment. He brags about his puffed up consulting job, ogles Asian waitresses while dining out, and acts condescending towards Jin Won and her sister as if he deserves all of Uma's fawning adoration. No, George doesn't deserve anything from her family. Jin Won will make sure of that. No matter how many victims accumulate around her campus or how many people she must deceive and manipulate, Jin Won's hunger and her rage deserves to be sated. I'm excited. It's not too long, it's about 260 pages, but I just think it's going to be so fucking creepy and weird, and I'm excited. Yeah, yay. Okay, that is my horror bingo TBR. Let me know if you're taking part this year. Let me know what books you're reading. If you're not taking part, why not? Yeah, I will leave the announcement video down below, and in the announcement video you can find the documents, you can find the templates, you can find the storygraph page, you can find the lot. Storygraph will save your life, I promise you. But yeah, very exciting. Yeah, if you made it to the end of the video, leave a blood drip for actually no, leave an eyeball. Leave an eyeball for The Eyes Are the Best Part, because funny as fuck. Like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you soon for another video. Bye.